tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Yesterday, Wamuchomba, Kiambu women representative who recently decamped from Kileweke and joined the wheelbarrow team. She was at an interview yesterday in Inoro TV. And then when she was asked some questions, she responded in a very funny way that really baffled very many Kenyans. And for the better part of today, that has been the trending topic. Kenyans are talking and discussing about that incident yesterday. I want you first of all to listen, or rather to watch this video of Wamuchomba, for it's going to form the basis of our analysis and discussion in this video right now. And in case you've just bumped on this YouTube channel for the very first time, kindly subscribe and also give this video a like. Give it a like, please. Give it a like. Thank you. God bless you. Listen to this video.
Na tari guo ngioya thimu anjire gathoni wa Muchomba oka ona ingiko njikarite kwa DP thi oguo anginjira gathoni ndira gukuona ndagikenia oka ndutige ndikari nda
tukeyumiri ha tondu na faith no goranjirire
ini tondurere tukimwendete akire president witu twagithurirwo na kiama kia Jubilee we niwe watuteire tondu president witu reke ngwire okaga gwitu Kiambu
oguo mutire kwa Ruto gwitekia Ruto mwe kwa Ruto mwetereire mwitu
tadikiriria kaundu kamwe kama
ndanyita niki utarenda gucokia hau
no tu uri ukwenda gutua no tinye ndoiga.
Yes, that's the video that is really trending today, and it really exposes maybe the feeling among most Tangatanga leaders, specifically from Mount Kenya, who are currently in Oda or wheelbarrow team supporting William Ruto. It exposes their feeling. And from that video, ladies and gentlemen, for those who maybe are not understanding it, Wamuchomba is just admitting that if the president was to give him a phone call, or rather if the president was to make a phone call to her, even if she was seated in William Ruto's office or house, she would go very fast, like a flash of lightning to the president. That's Wamuchomba speaking yesterday at an interview. That's yesterday. So that speech, ladies and gentlemen, has really generated a lot of emotions, reactions, and discussion. And Kenyans as of today are really discussing that. And you can see there is also a cartoon, or rather some memes, that is already trending of Uhuru making a phone call to Wamuchomba. Hello, Wamuchomba. And then Wamuchomba is scared or maybe excited. And then she takes off to where the president is. Yes, that's what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. And that might be a true depiction of what a majority of Tangatanga leaders who are with William Ruto are also going through. They might be waiting for the president to make a phone call to them. But the president is not calling them. The president is not making a call to them. In fact, the president is not even bothered with them. Yes, it's not bothered. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this video today, I want us to analyze and see in clear terms, why is the president not making a phone call to these rebels? Why is the president not calling them? The president seems not even to be bothered. The president is doing his things as if nothing has happened. Recently, Irungu Kangata, who was the chief whip in the Senate, felt that because he was the government's chief whip in the Senate, he wrote a letter to the president, a letter that earned him a sacking. Yes, the president is not bothered with these people. So why is the president not bothered with these people? Why is the president not lowering them back to his camp? Yes, that's our analysis and discussion. The first reason, ladies and gentlemen, I've come up with about 5 reasons as to why The president is not bothered, not even scared by the kind of noises these people are making. The first reason is this. The president knows that this team, or rather these Tangatanga leaders from his backyard, the president knows for a fact that they add him no value with only about 12 months remaining to the end of his term. The president already has the backing of NASA, or rather the NASA team as a whole. So in this 1 year remaining, the president can transact any business in parliament very comfortably without the input of these renegade Jubilee members of parliament. So the president is not bothered. His business, if he wants something to be passed in parliament, the president knows it will be passed without these members of parliament. And also, ladies and gentlemen, recently, we saw the BBI draft bill being voted for in parliament. And the handshake team, without these rebels, these Tangatanga members of parliament, the handshake team managed about 2/3 of MPs in both National Assembly and in the Senate. So the president surely does not need these Tangatanga rebels. That explains why the president is not making a phone call to them. So they are still waiting for the president's phone call, but the president is not interested. The second reason why the president might not be bothered by this team or this group is that the president knows for a fact that these Tangatanga members of parliament coming from Mount Kenya, they are already unpopular on the ground. So even if they were to come to the president's side, the best they can do is to make the president unpopular. Because again, in every election cycle, or after every election, or after every 5 years, 80% of members of parliament and 80%, let me put it, about 80% of all elected leaders are always sent home. So the president is alive to that fact that these are people, or rather members of parliament, who are most likely to be sent home next year. So the president is not bothered. In fact, maybe the president is trying to identify some very, very strong aspirants, as opposed to working with already these unpopular leaders who might not make it back to parliament next year. The third reason, ladies and gentlemen, the president also knows pretty well that these MPs were elected to parliament because of him and not the vice versa. So it's them to look for the president, failure to which they will be sent home. Because it's the principle that makes you, the same principle that makes you is the same principle that destroys you. If these members of parliament were elected to parliament because of Uhuru Kenyatta, the only sensible and common sense is that if they desert the president or if they rebel against the president, then naturally these members of parliament will not get re-elected, simply because they have rebelled against the person who made them get elected to parliament. So the president also knows for a fact that if there is somebody maybe to look for the one for the other, it's them to look for the president, not the president making a phone call or trying to pester or to beg them. And then fourthly, ladies and gentlemen, I also believe the president is also very quiet because also the president is honestly angry with these leaders and may not want anything to do with them for betraying and disrespecting him. They have shown the president open rebellion and defiance. And some have gone to the extent of also abusing the president. A case in point is this Kimani Ngunjiri, Bahati member of parliament in Nakuru. This is an MP who has gone to very extreme lengths, or rather to very extreme ends, to even abuse the president. At some point back in time, the president was also forced to go to his Bahati constituency in Nakuru County to ask the people, or rather the residents, whether they elected Kimani Ngunjiri to be abusing him. So that also just proves, ladies and gentlemen, that from where the president sits, the president is also very, very angry with these Tangatanga members of parliament. And the president might surely not want anything to do with them. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, the president is also not bothered as a way of torturing these people psychologically, because also silence sometimes is a very powerful tool or weapon. As they wait for the president maybe to send some emissaries to lure them back to the president's camp, or for the president himself to make a phone call to them, the president is doing none of those. He's not sending emissaries to them. The president is not making a phone call to them directly. So these people are tortured psychologically. Because again, at the back of their mind, being politicians, I know they know as of now that our politics is largely ethnic. And the kingpin of Mount Kenya in 2022 most likely will be the president. So these Tangatanga leaders are also torn between going the Uhuru way or going the Ruto side. Because the masses also, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes are very deceptive. The masses always change very, very fast when chicken come home to roost. So these Tangatanga members of parliament from Mount Kenya who are supporting Ruto, they know that things will change. The smart ones know that when now election will start or when campaigns will start, then the residents of Mount Kenya might align themselves with the president, going with the president that has been said before in Mount Kenya. So that might also be bothering them, because the masses here are seeming to be aligning themselves with William Ruto, and then the same masses, at the right time, they will now just cross over to the president. So that is really torturing these members of parliament. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that those are the 5 main reasons as to why the president is giving these Tangatanga leaders a wide berth. And from that admission by Wamuchomba, it also exposes what a majority of Tangatanga leaders from Mount Kenya are really going through. They might be waiting for the president to maybe entice or lure them, or maybe to talk to them, or to send emissaries to negotiate or to talk with them. But the president is not doing that. So these members of parliament are left wondering. They are left disparate. And that explains, ladies and gentlemen, that it just supports or explains what I've been also saying in this YouTube channel. That William Ruto, as of now, is most likely enjoying a borrowed support. A support that he will not sustain till 2022 election. And having said that, I also believe that at the right time, when the mountain will now wake up to the fact that there is an election to be undertaken, they will all look to the mountain. And the mountain is the president. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana.